My name is Gina Moffett, and I'm from Carmel, Indiana. And I'm pretty new to the whole acting experience. I started with some private lessons about a year ago and entered a couple different workshops. And I got involved with a film project called Shattered People. We haven't started filming yet. We've gotten rewrites on the scripts several times. We've done our read-through, that type of thing. I did a piece for the Discovery Channel, which will air in January. That was a lot of fun. And then, of course, this. And I just got signed on with a talent agent and actually enlisting a second agent for the tri-state area. And I'm looking forward to December. I got into Second City for some improvisational training. So I really value this experience. I can't thank you. I can't even tell you how important this was for me. I'm just really grateful that you included me in this. It was so much fun, and I just really value the experience. Okay, so how did I hear about the role, and how did I prepare, and was I familiar with the role? I heard about it through an open casting call, and it sounded very interesting to me. I wasn't real familiar with the cartoon version, but of course the original Ghostbusters is just, I love movies. I've always loved movies, and I have very, very fond recollections of that whole era. And I really felt like Kylie was very similar to sort of a Sigourney Weaver type, you know, someone who's intelligent but very driven and obviously very much in control, and it felt like a very powerful experience to step into that. And I thought about the whole goth aspect of it, and I was very curious about that. I always thought that if someone were really into this type of genre, that perhaps it was for what would drive someone to do that. Like, what is it inside of her that allows her or drives her to walk around like this, to present herself to the world in this fashion. So one of the things that I did intentionally is I put everything, the full makeup, the costume, everything that I could early on in the day, and I went out in public. And at first I thought that people were going to stare at me or laugh at me or make fun of me or point at me. And I was shocked, actually, because I stopped. I went into a store at a really busy time. I went through the checkout, and no one would look at me. It's like, it's almost like there was a deliberate attempt on everyone's part to force themselves not to look at me. And I thought, oh wow, now I get it. Now I understand why someone that's that bright and that on the outer edge would make herself up like that, because it creates somewhat of a shield for her. She can go around in the world and sort of have her own privacy. People aren't going to get past that because they don't have the courage to really look her in the eye, to really look at her, to really investigate her. So it gives her some avenue to go around in the world and not be completely exposed So it was uncomfortable for me personally, but that's the whole reason why I even chose to even start acting, is I was incredibly attracted to it, yet completely frightened of the whole experience. Like, I felt so nervous, and I had so much stage fright. It took a tremendous amount of effort and energy for me to even do my very first audition. So this whole day has just been a real triumph for me, and a real learning experience, and very valuable. And everyone on the crew has been so creative and artistic and imaginative and enthusiastic and great to work with. It's just, I'm gonna cry. I'm just thrilled. Yeah, what did I think about working with the director, Bryan Sanders, and was the 3-hour drive worth it, and the whole day? Absolutely worth it. Of course, in retrospect, it's easy to, I've had the whole day and it's over, and I can look back and say, I would have gladly driven 10 hours to have this experience. And Bryan, to be honest, I was surprised. I was surprised at how much vision he clearly had, and how detailed it all was, and how with very little things that were tangible, he was able to put everything into a really clear picture. And all of the directions were so precise and concise and easy to follow, and I just felt like I had, and I know I'm not, a tremendously experienced actress, but I just felt like I had a lot of freedom as an actress to be fully in the form of the character that I started to express, that he allowed that to just bloom and be what it was, and that was great. That was great for me. And he also was very permissive, but yet very much in control of the rest of the crew, and very respectful of this incredible location, and just his energy and imagination and enthusiasm it's, and I know this may sound trite or corny, but it's like a spiritual experience. It's like, it's hard to see that in the world. So it's really refreshing to see that in someone, because that's art. That's art. That's expression in its pure form, and it's such a beautiful thing. I'm thrilled. I'm glad I got to meet him and work with him, and I would work with him again in a heartbeat. I would like the viewers to know that there were some other people, obviously, working here today that were very key. Of course, we couldn't have done the whole day without them, but I thought it was really interesting how they put all of their creativity and their work, and they weren't asking for breaks. Everything was just so positive. Everyone was so positive, and they were so content to take direction from Bryan and let the actors be actors and put everything together. And I just found that very impressive. And I just, they're not seen, I guess, on the camera, and so I just want to say thank you to them, and that I deeply appreciate all the work that they did today. It was a really great experience.